She watched you bleed, then told them you deserved it. Heaven has kept the receipts. Your sister wore your face in front of angels, and your pain in front of demons. God saw her smile the night you broke. She didn't protect your name when they tore it open. You were loyal. She was calculating. Now God is whispering the truth. She turned your grief into gossip. When you cried, she collected your tears and sold your silence. You trusted her too early. Heaven is revealing why it hurt so deeply. She studied your heartbreak like a script. Her prayers weren't for you, they were about you. You called her sister. She called them. You thought she was covering you. She was counting your falls. God is uncovering every room she spoke against you in. Her silence was her confession. She pretended to lift you, but her hands were on the shovel. You were drowning. She told them you could swim. God watched her play victim with your wounds. She said you were the storm, but she was the tide. Your fall wasn't an accident. She lit the ground beneath you. Her loyalty was rehearsed. God is revealing the raw footage. You forgave what she never stopped doing. God is not confused. He knows who put the knife in. Her love had fine print. You lost years defending her lies. You never imagined she'd envy your scars. The betrayal was surgical, but the exposure will be divine. Her shadow followed your light until it tried to erase it. You didn't change, her mask fell. God isn't punishing her. He's unmasking her. She wanted what you had, so she poisoned what you loved. That dream you had, it was a warning. Her kindness always came with a closing door. You were the lamb. She led you to wolves. They laughed with her. They'll cry when truth speaks. Her words dressed like concern, but they carried venom. You trusted the voice that mirrored your own pain. Heaven is calling every hidden thing into the light. She called you difficult while living off your softness. Her support was a performance. The crowd is gone now. She wept for attention. You bled in silence. You were warned. You just didn't know it was about her. She watched your blessings and prayed for delays. The mirror cracked the day you realized she wasn't proud of you. God is showing what your heart tried to ignore. Her celebration of you was always half-hearted. She only loved you when you were losing. Her love was a transaction. Yours was a sacrifice. God counted every moment you gave her grace. You thought the devil would come as a stranger. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. She studied your weaknesses to impress your enemies. Your sister smiled at your pain, but heaven never forgot her smirk. God is replaying every moment she used your trauma for applause. She clapped for your healing, but mourned your growth. She didn't want your downfall. She wanted to witness it. She called it honesty. But it was betrayal with mascara. You weren't paranoid. You were prophetic. God didn't delay your blessing. He waited for her mask to fall. Her silence during your storm will echo in heaven's courtroom. The angels heard her laugh while you wept. She needed you broken to feel whole. God is revealing the lies she told in your voice. Her hands held your secrets. Her tongue turned them into weapons. She watched your light grow and quietly planned a blackout. She memorized your fears and recited them in shadows. You thought you were healing beside her. She was sharpening her knife. The peace she gave was poisoned. She loved your brokenness, not your becoming. Every "I'm proud of you" was practiced. God's justice doesn't need permission. It moves in silence and fire. You weren't blind. You were loyal. She hid her envy in prayer hands. Her concern was the curse. Your growth exposed what she buried. She always knew who you were. That's why she tried to bury it. God let her play innocent until the trumpet sounded. She wanted your crown, not your calling. She sat at your table and fed your doubt. You thought she was your mirror. She was your maze. The spiritual wound came dressed as family. She wore your pain like perfume, then claimed it stank. She didn't steal your light. She sold her shadow. You were born divine. She responded with strategy. She mimicked your heartbreak like a script. Your trauma was her bedtime story. She prayed for your silence, not your salvation. Her betrayal wasn't a moment, it was a mission. Her smile was rehearsed. God saw the rehearsals. She pitted you to the people sent to help you. You were real. She was rehearsing. Her love never survived your success. When God whispered your name, she screamed hers louder. The first betrayal you felt, her fingerprints were on it. She never wanted you to heal, just to depend. You protected her image while she poisoned yours. She hid behind your softness and fired the arrows. You confused history for harmony. God let her lie, so the truth would thunder. The darkness you escaped from carried her name. She dressed like family, but acted like foe. You were divine. She was jealous of your wings. She only called when you were bleeding. God is about to show you who stood against you in your absence. She wasn't confused, just comfortable in your downfall. Your sister prayed, but not for your peace. She played protector, but only in public. You mistook her competition for closeness. She loved your silence more than your healing. She hid your truth beneath her tears. God didn't delay your blessing. He was detaching the snake. She didn't leave the room when they mocked you. Her compassion was a costume. You thought she was resting beside you. She was reporting. She hoped you'd never awaken. Her secrets are surfacing. Stay still, heaven is moving. You kept her confidence. She sold your name. Her heart envied your hope. She feared your becoming. She wore your wounds and claimed survival. Her silence spoke in volumes heaven cannot ignore. You honored her. She harvested you. You gave her the truth. She decorated it as a lie. Her false love delayed your freedom. She couldn't hold your greatness, so she threw stones. The pain you buried is rising with a trumpet. She's crying now, not from regret but exposure. You were the chosen one. She was threatened. The betrayal was spiritual. The justice will be holy. She wore your trust like a cloak, then vanished. She blessed you publicly, but bruised you privately. She prayed with you, then prayed against you. Her prophecy was pretend. Yours is unfolding. Your absence revealed her true posture. God is not blind to your heartbreak. Her delay was divine protection. She tried to keep you beneath her praise. You were chosen. She was calculating. Her exposure will feel like thunder. She mistook your softness for stupidity. She was the reason your dreams felt distant. She smiled at the wound she caused. The truth about her is screaming now. You prayed for her. She planned against you. She didn't just betray you. She betrayed heaven's trust. Your discernment was right. You just loved louder. Her shadow was in every delay. You thought it was bad timing. It was her interference. God is severing soul ties sealed in secrets. She couldn't kill your light, so she shaded it. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. She smiled at your fall. Heaven heard it. God saw what she did with your name in the dark. Your sister dressed her betrayal in silence. She prayed beside you while poisoning your path. You were always the light. She was always pretending. They believed her mask. God believed your ache. She copied your calling, but your oil is divine. She wanted your light dimmed, so she dimmed herself first. She sat at your table, planning your exile. The sister you trusted was the shadow in the prayer room. She laughed when they lied on you. Heaven cried. God saw her whisper your secrets into enemy hands. She played the victim. You carried the bleeding truth. She didn't just envy you. She studied your ruin. Her hands were near you, but her heart never was. You weren't paranoid. You were being spiritually ambushed. Her love had conditions. Your love had scars. She mocked her pain, but you still prayed for her. God waited for her repentance. She chose to rehearse revenge. You were healing. She was hiding. She thought God wouldn't show you the full betrayal. You gave her your bread. She gave you betrayal. She cursed what God called you to carry. Your tears held truths no one else could see. You kept her secret. She sold your soul. You wondered why the room turned cold. It was her. Her silence was not innocence. It was guilt. You were her biggest competition in her own mind. God is not blind. The veil is ripping now. She is the reason you doubted your own light. You broke generational chains. She blamed you for rattling hers. Heaven is exposing the tongue she used to curse you. You gave her honor. She gave you to the wolves. She hated you because you reminded her of what she lost. God protected you from what you begged him to preserve. You saw the signs. Love made you ignore them. She stood by you, only to strike when you rested. Your sister, the one who watched you drown with dry eyes, she called it love. You called it survival. God is sending you peace. She's about to face consequence. You were chosen. She was jealous. You kept forgiving her. She kept reloading the weapon. She hugged you after hurting you. God saw that. Her alliance with darkness will soon devour her. The one you defended is the one who deceived. You thought you were healing together. She was hiding knives. God removed you because she couldn't fake it anymore. You will never beg her to love you again. This time, God isn't sparing her image. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. She memorized your wounds just to reopen them in private. She prayed loud but plotted louder. You were her mirror. That's why she cracked you. God is revealing the snake beneath her sisterhood. You bled in silence. She celebrated in shadows. She knew the truth. She chose her jealousy. Her fake support was the final curse. She wore your smile like a trophy she didn't earn. You thought it was love. It was a slow betrayal. She didn't just leave. She lit the match. Her voice is sweet, but her spirit is bitter. She studied your heartbreak and still handed it over. You gave her your childhood. She gave you a wound. God didn't separate you, he rescued you. Her silence in your struggle was her loudest betrayal. You weren't crazy. You were being spiritually hunted. She saw you rising and called it rebellion. You weren't the enemy. You were the evidence. She didn't want you gone, just beneath her. The war you felt? It started in her heart. She claimed you in public, cursed you in private. Your pain was real. Her kindness was rehearsed. You were the blessing she couldn't counterfeit. She smiled at your success, but swallowed poison every time. The one you trusted with your soul sold it. Your dreams weren't too big. Her faith was too small. Her betrayal was strategic. God's justice will be surgical. You carried her secrets. She leaked your destiny. She wasn't just a bystander. She was the thief. Your intuition screamed. You just loved louder. She competed with what you were born to be. You kept praying. She kept plotting. She saw your miracle and whispered venom. The same hands that fed her she bit. Your love was pure. Her loyalty had an expiration date. She wore your kindness like camouflage for her envy. You didn't lose a sister. You survived one. She's not being exposed to hurt you, but to free you. What she thought you'd never find out, God is shouting. You are not imagining it. You are remembering it. She taught others how to unlove you. You gave her truth. She gave you distortion. Her loyalty was seasonal. Your love was eternal. God didn't reveal her to embarrass you, but to heal you. You were always enough. She just needed you broken. What she buried, God is digging up in front of many. She called herself family. Her applause was fake. Her silence was real. She took your kindness as blindness. Your downfall was her secret desire. You were healing. She called it rebellion. God saw what you didn't when she smiled as you wept. She disguised jealousy as concern. You didn't just lose trust. You lost protection. She didn't change. You woke up. She borrowed your dreams to break them. She watched you drown and held the rope. She knew the truth. She chose manipulation. Her betrayal had your name carved on it. She sang with you, but mourned your shine. Every time you forgave her, she took another piece. She tried to poison what God planted in you. Your favor threatened her comfort. She never wanted your healing, only your obedience. Your light revealed her shadows. She played the victim, but God saw the venom. You were her scapegoat, now you're God's justice. She whispered lies with holy lips. Her jealousy dressed like advice. She studied your grief to wear your crown. Your tears gave her power until now. You were never the problem. You were the prophecy. She mocked your pain and called it love. You were her competition, not her companion. God waited until you were strong enough to see her clearly. She walked with you, but never for you. Her prayers for you had conditions. You broke for her, but she bent you for herself. Your silence protected her. God is done protecting lies. She didn't lose you. She lost the last one who loved her unconditionally. She used your history to write her fiction. Her apology was a performance. She called your truth too much. God called it deliverance. You weren't dramatic. You were finally discerning. She hated how you kept rising. Her downfall began the day she touched what God anointed. Her love came with leashes. Yours came with sacrifice. You outgrew the lie that family means safety. She envied your storms because you never sank. You were her cover. Now you're her consequence. She didn't expect you to survive her absence. God is not revealing her to hurt her, but to free you. She saw the crown on you before you did. Her exposure is your confirmation. She feared your healing more than your pain. The one who tried to destroy, you will now witness your divine recovery. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. She moved like a stranger. You cried over her absence. God celebrated your release. She said sister, but her fruit said foe. She wore your pain like perfume, then blamed your scent.